Green. Two, two. 1, 2.
Hey guys, Rachel here from Day Joyce. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I am going to be participating in the homeschool preschool tag. So let's get started.
Dirty dishes, peaceful wishes, blissful messes tangled up in joy.
So this homeschool preschool tag was created by Lindsay from Mama Schmooze Reviews. So I will leave her channel below in case you want to check it out. She has all kinds of awesome preschool and homeschool reviews of products and types of things, so be sure to check that out. So she has come up with 10 questions about preschooling, homeschooling at home. So before I get started, I wanted to let you know that I do have 4 kids and I homeschool the older 2, and they just finished up 3rd and 4th grade, and then I have 2 little kids and they are 2 and 4. And when you have older kids and you're homeschooling them, for me, I have found sometimes the little kids just kind of get, thrown in the mix, and they just have to follow along and tag along, and there's not a lot of time to do one-on-one with them. So I have been working on that and planning out different things to do for this upcoming year, so I will be sharing some of those videos coming up. But today I'm just going to answer these 10 questions. And so I have my phone here, has all the questions from Lindsay. Number 1 is, what is your favorite preschool picture books? So my favorite picture books are this Goodnight Moon book, and I also like the Story Book Bible. I have been reading this one with all of my kids since they were little, and I can kind of read the story by memory, and we have our own little things where we touch things with our fingers, like the comb and the brush and the bowl full of mush and the quiet old lady who is whispering hush, and we do this. And so it's fun that I've been able to do this with all my 4 kids, and we start when they're little. So this is a preschool book that I love. If you don't have it or haven't ever read it to your kids, I highly recommend it. And then of course, I guess these kind of seem like they're the nighttime routine types of things that we do, which is, I guess, when I do a lot of the reading with the little kids. And so this Jesus Storybook Bible, we read this every night. All of the kids have their own copy, and it has beautiful pictures. Yep, so this is another preschool type of book that I like. I think it's important to have all kinds of books available in your home for your kids to read, and so we have a huge, humongous library of books, ranging from like the little kids type of books all the way up to the big kids types of books. Number 2 is, how do you teach your preschoolers the ABCs, colors, shapes, and numbers? So of course, there's like tons of manipulatives, all different types of things that you can get to teach all those things. But the main thing I would say that we would use, it's not actually a thing, is just being repetitive. Saying the ABCs over and over again, watching a show, playing a game, whatever that has to do with repeating the ABCs, numbers, colors over and over and over again. So I guess being repetitive is how we teach it. Number 3. Do you use a curriculum for your preschooler? So I haven't ever used a curriculum for any of my preschoolers when they've been that age. In the past, when my big kids were little, I used some of the Confessions of a Homeschooler preschool printable type things that she has, and that was really awesome. And I plan on sharing what we're going to be using for our preschool curriculum, because we're actually going to be using one. Hint, hint, it's going to be what my big kids used last year. So if you know what that is, then that's what the little kids are going to be using. Number 4, what are your favorite websites to teach pre-K? So we try not to encourage like going on the internet and stuff like that when they're little and they're preschoolers. But if I'm going to recommend a website, it would be ABC Mouse. So we have an account with them, and my little Kobe 2-year-old and the 4-year-old London use ABC Mouse as their screen time, just like the big kids get their screen time. And I really like it because they both can have their own, what would you call it? Can't think of the word, their own account. So it's under their age level, and it will have different things that they can choose from under their age group. And then if you needed to move them up higher or whatever, or lower, then you can do all that. And then another website that I kind of feel like it should be what app that you would use is the Epic app, which is kind of like a Netflix for books. And so actually all my kids use this, but then again, each kid can have their own little account under your main account, and it will have books that are associated to that age range. Number 5 is, do you take your preschooler or preschoolers to any community activities? So I guess, like I said earlier, when you are a homeschooling family, the little kids kind of just tag along to wherever you go with the big kids. But there are some places that I try to take just the little kids, and then my big kids tag along. So the story time at the library, we don't go every week, but we try to go every other week. And the big kids will just sit in the, what would you call it? The juvenile section and work on their schoolwork if they have any. And then I take the little kids into the class. And that works out because then I get to spend just time with them, and I can trust that the big kids are being good in the juvenile section. And I hope that's okay, but that's what I've been doing, and that's where we take the little kids to like a community type of place. I haven't done this in a while, but I plan on going to MOPS soon, which is a mothers of preschoolers. I'm a mother of big kids and a mother of preschoolers, and I know that they do awesome things for the kids there and then awesome things for the moms. So I'm hoping to get back into that soon too. Number 6 is, how long do you approximately teach your preschooler every day? So I have no time frame that I do it like I do it from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. I don't have a time. It's just all throughout the day mixed in when it can happen. So whether we're playing with Play-Doh, or we're watercoloring, or we're building blocks, or starting to play with Legos, or anything like that, is all counted as school time for me. And so I don't measure it, and I don't keep track of what amount of time I'm doing with a preschooler. Number 7, what are their favorite educational shows to watch? And so we have several DVDs that we have available to watch, and so I have them right here. My number 1 favorite that all my kids have watched is the Letter Factory, and of course there's all different kinds. The Word Factory, I can't even think of what other ones they have, and they have some on Netflix now, and I really enjoy this. I think we know all the words by heart mostly, and this is helping my little kids learn their alphabet. And then this is one that my sister gave me, Little Angels, ABCs, and it says God's love goes from A to Z, and this of course says the letter, and then it talks about different things in the Bible of how God loves you. Another one I like is this Preschool Prep Company DVDs. They have several different kinds, and they kind of make the words or letters or numbers into shapes, so it helps the kids associate that in their brain, and then they can memorize it easier. So like this is on for a pig, that says oink. And then of course, can't go wrong with Barney. There's something about Barney. I just like Barney. Before I had kids, I couldn't stand Barney, but then whenever I watch it, I guess it associates memories for me now from when my big kids were little and they watched Barney, and now my little kids are watching Barney, so it brings me happy memories. Number 8, how do you occupy your little ones while homeschooling your older ones? So what we have tried to do is we just try to get up earlier than the little kids and start on any group kind of subjects that we have to do before they wake up. If that doesn't happen, then I try to just have little kid activities while the big kids are doing their things, like I said before, Play-Doh, blocks, watercoloring, whatever. Just have them something, or sometimes it has to be that you get out those educational shows or DVDs and they watch those while you're doing homeschooling with the big kids. You just gotta make it work for however it's gonna work for your family. Another thing I like to do if my big kids are doing work and the little kids need to do something, especially more like the 4-year-old and while the 2-year-old's napping, is for her to have her own type of workbook. She thinks that it's really cool that she gets to do schoolwork, so that is something fun for her to do. And the last question is number 9. I thought there were number 10. I thought there were 10 questions, but there's only 9. What is your favorite educational toy to use for teaching? So I don't have like, you know, like the iPad is my favorite one, or some like little gadget and gizmo that's my favorite thing. We have just a wide range of things, like I had said earlier. So one of my favorite things, is Play-Doh. You know, it helps with, you know, hand-eye coordination. It helps using their hands. You can roll the Play-Doh into shapes, letters, all kinds of things. We have cookie cutters that are shapes and letters that we use. So I guess my number 1 would be Play-Doh. But I also love other little things like this, like a lacing type of thing. I also like these. I don't know if you guys have seen these. These are these pens. You fill them with water and then they can paint on them and then it goes away later. And so this is just like a fairy tale one, but we have one that has letters and numbers on it. Or resources like this where it's laminated things and then it has clothespins or pom-poms and you place the number or things like that. And there's all kinds of things like this on Pinterest that you can make. And the last resource is just having like a little fun container that has crayons and coloring books that you can have ready available to do any type of homeschool preschool that you would like to do. So those were all of the homeschool preschool tag questions. I hope you guys enjoyed my answers. I know some of them might have been vague or not very detailed. Like I said earlier, this year coming up, I'm going to have a better plan for my 2- and 4-year-old as we approach preschool and move in depth on learning all the ABCs, numbers, colors, and all that stuff. And thank you again, Lindsay, for coming up with this homeschool preschool tag. And now I am going to tag 3 mamas. So I am going to tag Sashta from Our Nest. I am going to tag Joni from Simple Living Mama. And lastly, I am going to tag Julie from A Beautiful Horizon. If you guys would like to participate in this tag and you weren't tagged, feel free to. I hope that you guys have a blessed day. If you guys like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more. And we will see you next time. Bye, guys. Are you having a snack? A healthy, yummy snack and watching your video? Yeah? You like it?